Trump just got his signature legislative victory, the so-called Big Beautiful Bill, officially known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, OBBBA, passed Congress on July 3rd, just yesterday, in the most dramatic fashion possible. The Senate just barely squeezed it through, 51 yeas to 50 nays, with J.D. Vance, Vice President, casting the tiebreaker vote after a marathon weekend session where they talked about strengths and weaknesses. It took the whole Saturday, Sunday, and then they voted on the bill. The House then followed suit. They had to vote on it, and they only passed it by 4 votes, 218 to 214. Therefore, sending this massive 887-page bill straight to Trump's desk for his July 4th signing ceremony. It's all about the pomp for the Donald, of course. Perfectly aligned. It's absolutely beautiful, right? I mean, look at the bill's name, for God's sake, and you'll understand it's all about... Anyway, before we continue, please tap on the heart and the bookmark. It doesn't take long, right? And drop a supportive comment or a questioning comment too. Please. It helps me reach more people who care about news like you, but don't want the Western spin. Now, back to the topic. For my American viewers, don't be offended. The rest of the world looks at you guys a bit funny, not gonna lie. Especially now, not gonna lie. Right? I'm biased. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you the fact. So if I make any jabs at American culture being a bit unique, please don't shoot me. Do you get it? Because, they're all armed over there. It's really good. Anyway, here's what makes this bill truly significant. It's not just about tax cuts. Bruv, we have knife crime in London, yeah? But not gun crime, please. We don't have assault rifles, each of us. Sorry. Here's what makes this bill truly significant. It's not just about tax cuts, you see. There's 4 main domains it covers, including tax changes. The other 3 are social program spending changes, immigration changes, and government spending changes. But the juicy details to mention briefly are a couple. Buried in those 887 pages are some of the most dramatic shifts in American social policy in decades. What the citizens get in terms of social support. Medicaid, the healthcare safety net for low-income Americans, because America doesn't have free healthcare. I know. It's insane. Bear with me, guys. The rest of the world, bear with me. Americans are like, yeah, we know. We don't have it. It's weird. For the richest country on earth by some metrics, no free healthcare. Insane, especially with the NHS in the UK. We don't pay a penny. It's mad that you don't have that. Broke your leg, better rush to hospital, but have your credit card ready. Insane. I wrote this script and I can't believe it. Sorry. As I was saying, Medicaid faces brutal cuts with new work requirements, right? Work requirements that the Congressional Budget Office estimates will strip coverage from nearly 12 million people over the next 10 years. That means that 12 million people that are on Medicaid, that need to be on Medicaid for health insurance, basically is medical health bill coverage, they're estimated to just be slashed off because they won't meet the new requirements. Meanwhile, let's talk about pumping money into, government. The bill pumps an unprecedented, eye-watering amount of money into 2 facets. Get this. Defense spending gets a $150 billion boost. I need to, let me just cool myself up a bit. I got loads of these, by the way. They're for use in future videos. When I talk about specific countries, I can just sort of bust them out. And anyway, $150 billion. That's, by the way, on top of America outspending every country on earth when it comes to military already. Right, already. But they looked at China and was like, nope, I'm Uncle Sam. Here's another 150 uber big ones. You're going to need it for the tussle in the Pacific coming up. But the real story is ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the agency that's getting a lot of heat and a lot of love. I have to give it to them because America's very polarized right now, right? ICE is getting a lot of, positive support and negative flack depending on what side you are in America, right? ICE is the lot, by the way, that are basically picking up, in some cases, legal residents. I laugh, but it's not actually funny. In some cases, they're picking up legal residents, but in most cases, as far as I know, undocumented migrants. They just pick them up off the street in America or off the strawberry picking patch, and then ICE, carts them off to whatever detention center to be deported. That ICE organization went from $10 billion. Is there a moth in my room? Every night almost, No, not every night. Okay. They went from $10 billion of agency funding to over $100 billion just in the next 10 years. Sorry, just in the next 4 years. Sorry. That's a 10x increase in 4 years, making it now America's largest law enforcement agency by, amount of funding. Police, put the police funding on ICE, bruv. Get it? Like, pause it, but I said ICE. Anyway, this isn't just policy. It's a complete restructuring of federal priorities, right? At federal, because America operates at the federal level and then at the state or local level. Because it's got 50 states, 51 if Trump gets his way with Canada, and Canadians definitely unhappy with that. But they have 50 states. The states kind of operate semi-autonomously, but then the federal government sits on top of them, right? So the federal government is what we're talking about here. Their funding priorities are completely changing up. And the spotlight items, of course, are two, for better or worse. Cutting healthcare for the vulnerable while massively expanding the deportation apparatus. In a country where there's actually a need for more immigrants, if you look at the economic situation properly, and the labour market, the job market, and the vacancies, they actually need more immigrants. They need more workers, if anything. But, Trump doesn't really care, I think. All that though, and a topic, by the way, I really want to cover, which is Trump's weaponization of ICE and deportation threats against even New York mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani. All that in another video, in future videos, for those who are interested in the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin. And I'm Muffles, and I'll see you on the next one. It's late, guys. It's late. Do I even have... Oh, I've got some tea left. Thanks for your support, guys. Don't forget to heart and bookmark. It doesn't take long. I'm watching.